to kind of share some of the cultural perspective from my own life regarding the Me Too movement. As Kristen said, my name is Liz John West. I was born in India and came to Canada when I was 8 years old. I was raised in a strong Indian family where migration to a foreign land involved the protection of our cultural roots. My parents' protection involved that I had no sleepovers at my friend's house, and I had to come home straight after school. I lived in two worlds. While I was at home, I was in India. The language spoken was my mother tongue. All my relatives came in and out of our house without notice. We ate Indian food with our hands, and my mom wore her beautiful sari as she cooked for the whole family. But when I left the front door of my house, I was in Canada. I spoke English, I ate sandwiches, and hung out with my friends. My parents did all that they could to protect me and to keep our cultural roots. Protection also meant no engagement with the opposite sex. They didn't allow me to take sex ed classes at school or to participate in physical ed that involved dancing, because that meant holding a guy's hand when you're doing the waltz or the square dance. And dating was absolutely out of the question because I was going to get an arranged marriage. Arranged marriage is part of my cultural roots. My parents, who only saw each other 5 months before getting married, just celebrated their 59th wedding anniversary. So it was a shock to my system when an elder from my community assaulted me when I was 14 years old. The elder had a lot of power and authority in my community. I did not have a frame of reference for what happened to me. We had never talked about sex. I remember the assault changed me radically. I became aware of boys and what they did to girls. I did not tell the assault to anybody. I put it out of the back of my mind. Then, when I was in my 30s, is when I told my parents. They were devastated. They felt betrayed and angry at the elder. They knew they needed to navigate this carefully because the status of this elder was very strong. In my culture, family and community was greater than the individual. Of course, when my parents confronted the elder, he denied it, and he was angry at me and disowned me and said I could never go to his house anymore. But my parents stood by me while at the same time trying to navigate the cultural minefields that was in front of them. They did this with courage, especially my mom. For a woman to deal with these issues in my culture was a taboo. But my conservative, religious mom dealt with the assault head on with the elder. During this time, I too was confronting my own pain, which was not only the violation of my body, but also the loss of innocence. I confronted my pain within the safety of my family, my friends, and my faith community. As I have worked with many women, I know my story is not unique. Many women have been assaulted by people who they trusted. The Me Too movement has shed light on a dark part of our society. Sexual abuse has been in the closet due to shame, guilt, and victim blaming. The Me Too movement has turned the light on in the closet. Why do I think it was my fault when the elder violated me? What messages did I hear and see that said, I did something to encourage this behavior? We need to focus on the perpetrator's behavior and ask the question, why did he think it was okay to do what he did? Meanwhile, I want to encourage all women and men who have been assaulted to seek a safe place to talk about their assault. Bring it out of the closet of your mind and into the light with your spoken words. Healing is available. You never forget about the assault. but the power it has over you will diminish as you bring the pain into the light. So where to from here? We need to continue to talk about the sexual assault in the public domain, which sheds light and allows women and men to bring it out of the closet of their minds. Healing is available. Find someone safe to talk with whom you trust, a therapist, a good friend, or someone from your faith community. Thank you.